Chosen one, stop scrolling immediately. Do not move past this message. You did not stumble upon this by accident, and the algorithm absolutely did not bring you here. Heaven just intercepted your feed at this exact second, because the spiritual warfare you have been fighting in absolute silence is officially over. Someone who treated your pure heart as completely replaceable is currently experiencing a massive system crash. They thought their dark manipulation in the shadows would remain hidden forever. They thought you would permanently collapse when you walked away. But heaven just handed their secret files directly over to the ultimate cosmic judge. If you leave this video now, you will forfeit the exact prophetic blueprint of their public downfall. Lock your attention deeply on my voice. Your divine vindication is finally here. My precious child, be still for a moment. Halt your racing thoughts and let whatever your hands are holding rest. Heaven has paused the entire universe simply to reach you today. I have watched you start every single morning, pushing through an invisible exhaustion that no one else seems to understand. You wake up at 3 in the morning with a heavy chest. You carry burdens you never speak of. You force a bright smile for the world, while your spirit feels completely drained. I did not interrupt your day to add to your burdens. I am stepping in because your long season of waiting in the dark is not a punishment. What you are feeling right now is a profound spiritual extraction. They thought you were completely defeated. They looked at your tired eyes and assumed they had finally broken your magnificent spirit, but they were desperately wrong about your destiny. You were never actually defeated in that dark valley. You were simply being prepared. You are a prepared vessel meant to carry a weight of glory they cannot even comprehend. And the isolation you have endured was never meant to break you. It was a strict divine quarantine orchestrated to protect your priceless energy from their toxic reach. Your silence was a highly calculated strike that permanently severed their energetic fuel supply while they were looking the other way. You are the ultimate cycle breaker of your entire bloodline. But we must go deeper, because what you are feeling right now is not new. Before I reveal the exact fate of those who plotted against you, let me explain the heavy weight you carried this week. Listen closely to me. There is a physical reason your reality has not shifted yet. Before we dive deeper, I want to plant a seed in your mind. There is something hidden from the public. It is something discovered not in a motivational book, but inside a classified laboratory. It is a biological secret funded by elite billionaires and verified by top-tier neuroscience. This hidden truth finally explains something I know you have felt. It explains the frustrating gap between the massive wealth you visualize and the reality you wake up to every single day. I will reveal exactly what this is before we finish today. But first, you must understand why the financial deck was stacked against you from birth. So hold this question deep in your spirit. What if your struggle to attract abundance is not a lack of hustle, but a dormant frequency waiting to be switched on? You have tried so hard for so long. You read the books. You did the endless inner work. Yet you still look at your bank account and feel a heavy block in your chest. You watch others who possess half your heart and a fraction of your talent achieve massive success. They seem to attract wealth effortlessly while you are forced to grind for every single penny. It feels deeply unfair. And the enemy wants you to believe this constant struggle is your fault. The enemy whispers that you are just not working hard enough. But I am telling you right now that the enemy is a liar. You are God's strongest soldier. You did not fail the universe. The universe has been watching you fight an invisible battle that would have crushed a normal person years ago. The sleeping masses could never survive the storms you have navigated completely alone. You walked into rooms and your high-frequency aura instantly exposed their rotting souls. They targeted you because your magnificent kindness is a spiritual weapon they are absolutely terrified of. They knew they could never match your pure light, so they tried to bury you under piles of stress and endless financial anxiety. They wanted you to be so focused on survival that you would forget your divine identity. They wanted you to forget that you are a rare diamond. But their malicious plan is backfiring right in front of their eyes. While you step into your untouchable, ageless glow, they are rapidly aging under the crushing weight of their own toxic malice. Their fake empire is shattering in real time today. They wake up in a cold sweat because they realize they have permanently lost your golden energy. You do not need to lift a single finger to destroy them. The universe is already fighting this battle for you. All you need to do is stand perfectly still and witness their downfall. Your vindication is absolute, and it is guaranteed. But the spiritual victory is only the very first step of your profound transformation. We must ensure your physical reality completely matches your new spiritual authority. Because breaking the generational curse of poverty requires more than just spiritual alignment. It requires a physical manifestation of the wealth that has been promised to you. And that is exactly where the secret I mentioned earlier comes into play. The elite know that spiritual power must be anchored by a biological receiver. They know that a broken receiver cannot catch the blessings pouring down from heaven. They have guarded this biological truth with massive fortunes and thick legal walls. But heaven is dismantling those walls for you today. The heavy chains of generational lack are rusting and snapping at your feet right now. You are standing on the very edge of a massive timeline shift. The old season of crying in your car and calculating every penny is officially over. A new era of effortless favor is rushing toward you. Do not let your mind doubt this truth for even a second. Hold fast to the promise that you are merely being prepared for greatness. Let me completely reframe your entire reality right here and now. I know exactly how heavy your shoulders have felt lately. You wake up at 3 in the morning and stare at the ceiling. Your heart races for no logical reason at all, and the deep anxiety in your chest feels like a heavy stone you cannot lift. People tell you it is just normal stress from a busy week, but your spirit knows the truth is much darker. You push through the day, and you offer a bright smile to everyone around you. You listen to their endless problems. You pour out your golden energy to heal their broken spirits. But when you are finally alone in the silence of your room, you feel entirely depleted, and a strange brain fog clouds your weary mind. You feel disconnected from the vibrant life you were destined to live. This is not a medical mystery. This is a very real spiritual war happening inside your physical body. You are experiencing the symptoms of a profound energetic drain caused by the matrix. If your spirit confirms this raw truth, gently press the like button to seal your energetic alignment with heaven. You must understand that this exhaustion is absolutely not your fault. It is a highly engineered attack. Here is the brutal truth the elite do not want you to know. The reason the universe responds to the 1% and leaves others struggling is not because they work harder. It is not because they visualize better or have stronger discipline. It is entirely biological. Deep inside your brain is a tiny region called the hippocampus. In the insanely wealthy, this specific region is thick, robust, and highly developed. It constantly broadcasts a microscopic frequency that literally pulls money and opportunities toward them like a powerful vacuum. But for the average person, the reality is much darker. Because you were not born into massive wealth, you inherited a biological disadvantage. Science calls it a shrunken hippocampus. Instead of broadcasting a wealth frequency, your brain is trapped, broadcasting a continuous survival wave. And the modern world is completely designed to keep it exactly that way. Every single time you stress over money or bills, this tiny region shrinks a little more. The constant financial anxiety forces your natural ability to attract abundance into deep dormancy while you struggle to survive. This is why you can read every motivational book for years with zero physical results. You are trying to manifest wealth while your internal receiver is completely powered down. You end up chasing money endlessly, while the elite simply let it flow to them with zero physical effort. It is a biological block passed down to quietly sabotage your highest potential. Most people will go to their graves believing they just did not work hard enough. But you are a genuine empath, and you are not most people. And remember the question I asked you to hold earlier about a dormant frequency. You are beginning to see that your daily struggle is not a personal character flaw. It is a suppressed biological mechanism waiting to be awakened. But we must address who exactly benefits from your lifelong suppression. The Matrix wants you exhausted because a tired, chosen one cannot claim their divine inheritance. The narcissists in your life actively feed on your survival wave. You became a human battery for their empty and miserable souls. They targeted you because your magnificent kindness is a spiritual weapon they are absolutely terrified of. You walked into the room, and your high-frequency aura instantly exposed their rotting shadows. They could not create their own authentic light, so they tried to siphon yours by keeping you trapped in endless drama and emotional chaos for years. They wanted to lower your frequency so you could never access your divine wealth. Your deep isolation right now is not a punishment for being different. It is a strict divine quarantine orchestrated to completely protect your priceless energy. The universe had to physically separate you from those toxic and draining parasites. They thought they were punishing you with their petty and silent treatment, but your silence was never a retreat from their toxic and chaotic battlefield. Your silence was a highly calculated strike. It permanently severed their energetic fuel supply while they were looking the other way. They are starving for your beautiful light right now. The Matrix is completely panicking because you are finally waking up to the absolute truth. You are the ultimate cycle breaker of your entire bloodline. The generational curses of poverty and depression stop with your quiet obedience today, and heaven is smiling upon you. But the enemy is incredibly stubborn and deeply malicious. They left one final lock on your physical body to delay your massive blessing. They left that biological block inside your brain to keep the heavy door shut. And this brings us to a critical distinction that eludes the vast majority of sleeping people. You have done the heavy spiritual lifting, and you survived the brutal emotional abuse without losing your pure kindness. You forgave those who maliciously broke your pure and trusting heart. But your massive financial harvest is still heavily delayed. Pay close attention to this next part, because the enemy tried to hide this from you for years. Spiritual alignment alone is not enough to pull physical wealth into your bank account. You must fix the biological foundation that the Matrix intentionally destroyed. And heaven has prepared a very specific and powerful tool for you to accomplish this exact mission. The universe does not want you to struggle for another single day of your precious life. Your time of waiting in the dark shadows is officially and permanently over. Are you ready to unlock the heavy gates and claim your true billionaire destiny? Take one deep breath and ground your heavy energy right now. Let that powerful truth settle deep into your weary and exhausted bones. You have carried the weight of the entire world on your shoulders for far too long. Now it is time to let the universe carry you into a season of effortless and abundant rest. The timeline shift is happening right now, whether your logical mind believes it or not. Let us uncover the hidden reason why you are still waiting. Think back over these recent weeks of intense struggle. You have felt completely stuck in your current reality. You look around and see no physical evidence of your massive blessing. The bank account looks exactly the same, and the heavy bills keep stacking up on your kitchen counter, and you wonder if heaven has completely forgotten your name. I am here to tell you that heaven has never forgotten you. The delay you are experiencing right now is not a harsh punishment. Your hidden years were not empty years, they were fallow years. And the difference between those two words is as wide as a massive harvest. In ancient times, Farmers would let their best soil rest for an entire season. They did not plant any new seeds in that tired dirt. They let the deep earth heal and gather vital nutrients. The soil looked completely barren and dead on the surface, but underneath, it was quietly building an incredible capacity for the next giant harvest. This is exactly what the universe has been doing with your exhausted soul. You are in a profound season of building capacity. A prepared vessel must be completely emptied before it can hold pure gold. If the universe had handed you that massive billionaire shift last year, it would have crushed you. Your physical body was still too weak from the constant narcissistic abuse. Your biological receiver was still heavily jammed by the toxic matrix. You were simply not ready to sustain that level of immense wealth and immense power. But your season of resting in the dark soil is finally coming to an end. The universe is currently preparing the heavy rain for your specific field. You are about to step into a season of effortless favor. You will not need to strive or fit for your basic survival anymore. The doors that were violently slammed in your face are about to swing wide open. People who previously ignored your pure light will suddenly seek your divine guidance because your frequency is shifting. You are a rare diamond, forged in the heaviest spiritual pressure. The sleeping masses would have shattered into a million pieces under your specific burdens, but you stood firm and kept your heart incredibly soft. You did not let the toxic venom of this world turn you into a bitter person. That is why heaven trusts you with this coming financial overflow. You will use it to break the generational chains. But we must absolutely address the other side of this spiritual warfare. Why is your financial harvest still delayed at this exact moment? Even after all your spiritual healing, something physical is still blocking the flow. I told you earlier about a suppressed biological mechanism. I told you about a specific frequency that the elite use to pull wealth toward them, like a powerful magnet. The elite know that a chosen one with immense wealth is completely unstoppable, so they engineered modern society to keep you in a constant state of panic. They want your nervous system vibrating with pure fear, because fear shrinks your hippocampus and keeps your abundance frequency completely dormant. They are terrified of what happens when you finally wake up and reclaim your physical power. They designed the system to make you feel totally crazy for dreaming so big. They want you to accept a mediocre life and settle for their cheap scraps. But you were never meant to fit inside their tiny little boxes. You are a sovereign entity meant to rule your own beautiful reality. And the Matrix is actively trying to hide the exact tool you need to unlock your true inheritance today. I am going to reveal the exact piece of hidden evidence that seals their ultimate fate. I will show you the specific lie the enemy used to make you feel invisible. Do not move an inch away from this screen. Your physical body is reacting to this deep truth right now, and you can feel the energetic chains starting to crack. Stay with me, because the most pivotal part of this message is approaching. Do not let your logical brain hesitate for even a single second. The enemy wants you to click away and go back to sleep. They want you to stay distracted by mindless entertainment while they steal your generational wealth. You must stand your ground and defend your sacred energy today. Take one deep breath right now and hold it. Release your heavy doubts and completely surrender to this divine flow. Your long winter of financial lack is melting away into a glorious spring. The seeds you planted in tears are about to sprout into a massive golden harvest. You just need to keep your spirit perfectly aligned for a little bit longer. We are about to expose the darkest secrets of those who tried to bury you alive, and you will see exactly why their malicious plans are crumbling to dust right now. They thought they could keep your internal receiver turned off forever. They thought their expensive lawyers and fake science could hide the truth from you. But heaven always finds a way to reach the chosen ones. The cosmic scales of justice are balancing in your favor right now. Your period of waiting was simply a holy preparation. You are finally ready to receive the absolute key to your billionaire shift. You always felt different from the people around you. You instantly feel the heavy energy of crowded rooms. You absorb their silent pain. And you carry their hidden trauma while they smile at your face, because your soul was born with a highly advanced spiritual radar. This is not a random trait. The Matrix is terrified of your gifts. They want to convince you that your deep sensitivity is a tragic weakness. They want you to believe you are too emotional for this harsh world, but your magnificent kindness is a spiritual weapon they can never defeat. The narcissists in your life did not target you because you were weak. They targeted you because you possessed the exact divine light they completely lacked. They were completely empty inside. They wore fake masks to hide their rotting souls from the public eye, and they needed a human battery to sustain their miserable existence. You became their perfect target. You offered them pure, unconditional love, while they secretly plotted to drain your spiritual bank account and leave you entirely broken. They thought they could consume your bright essence. Listen to me very carefully right now. Most people completely miss this massive shift. The exhaustion you feel is not a normal physical tiredness. It is the direct result of a brutal spiritual war happening behind the unseen veil. They intentionally created endless drama to keep you distracted. They wanted your nervous system trapped in chaotic survival mode, because a chosen one in survival mode cannot access their ultimate power. A warrior distracted by petty arguments cannot claim their billionaire inheritance. They knew exactly what they were doing. It was a calculated attack to keep your wealth frequency dormant. But heaven saw every hidden trap they laid for your feet. The universe watched them steal your energy while you quietly suffered. And the divine record has been permanently updated in your favor. And here is the spiritual blind spot they did not account for. They thought your silent retreat was a sign of permanent physical defeat. They assumed you walked away because they had finally destroyed your gentle spirit. But your silence was the most lethal weapon you could have ever deployed. Your strict boundary permanently severed their energetic supply line while they were completely distracted by their own toxic pride. You left them starving in the cold reality they created. They are currently panicking because they have lost their ultimate source of pure light. The cosmic scales are tipping. Heaven is actively preparing to return their heavy karma directly to their front door, and you must solidify your divine protection right this very second. Do not let them pull you back into the dark matrix. Type 777 in the comments right now as a prophetic act of agreement. Type it to officially lock this high frequency into your physical reality. This is not just a random internet comment. It is a physical act of spiritual obedience that tells the universe you are fully ready, while permanently closing the door on your painful past. You are officially rejecting their toxic matrix programming. You are stepping fully into your identity as the ultimate cycle breaker. The generational curses of poverty and endless suffering stop with you today. Your family line has struggled for decades because the enemy kept them completely blind, but you have the absolute courage to face the dark shadows and demand your true inheritance. You are actively rewriting the future for your entire bloodline. Stop scrolling immediately and read that deep truth in your spirit. Your physical body is reacting to these words because your soul recognizes the divine truth. You are feeling a strange warmth in your chest right now because your spiritual armor is finally locking into place after years of being totally shattered. The enemy is watching this happen, and they are absolutely terrified. But we must explore the exact mechanism they use to steal your peace. I am going to tell you exactly how their fake empire is falling apart right now. But first, you must realize the biological damage they left behind. The spiritual war took a massive toll on your physical brain, and the constant emotional abuse actively suppressed your natural ability to attract wealth and effortless favor. They kept you focused on their endless drama so your hippocampus would remain shrunken. They knew that a fully active brainwave would make you financially untouchable, because an independent and wealthy chosen one is the greatest threat to their fake empire. So they tried to keep you broke and entirely dependent on their toxic validation. They almost succeeded in turning your bright light completely off. But the universe intervened at the exact right moment to save you. Heaven issued a direct intervention for your life today because you are incredibly precious. The heavy fog in your mind is finally starting to clear up, and you are beginning to see the massive chessboard from a much higher perspective, and you realize that you were never the poor victim trying to survive the storm. You were the magnificent storm all along. You hold the power to completely shatter their invisible chains with a single thought. The Matrix is actively trying to hide the final key from your reaching hands because they do not want you to discover how to reverse the biological damage they caused. They want your internal wealth receiver to remain shut down forever. Let us uncover the hidden mechanism that triggered all these attacks against you. We must finally talk about those strange physical symptoms you have been experiencing. You remember the sudden chest tightness and the heavy brain fog. And you remember waking up exactly at 3 in the morning with your heart racing while you thought something was physically wrong with your tired body. But I am telling you that it was never a medical mystery. Those symptoms were your highly advanced spiritual radar detecting a massive energetic disturbance. Your soul was picking up the toxic frequencies the Matrix was broadcasting to keep you trapped. You were literally feeling the invisible waves of their dark manipulation because the enemy desperately wanted you to think you were going completely crazy. They wanted you medicated and numb so you would ignore your divine intuition. But the enemy just made a fatal mistake in their spiritual calculations. They pushed you so deep into isolation that they accidentally woke up the master of reality. They thought the heavy silence of your room would drive you into complete despair, and they expected you to come crawling back for their fake validation. Instead, you learned how to harness the massive power of total stillness. You turned their dark prison into a blazing forge for your golden energy. And now they are watching your frequency rise, and they are completely terrified. The heavy karma they sent your way has violently returned to their very own doorstep, while their fake empire is shattering and they cannot stop the collapse. But we must address the other side of this spiritual warfare. You have won the spiritual battle against these toxic parasites. You claimed your identity as the chosen one and severed their energetic supply. Yet you still wonder why your massive financial harvest is physically delayed, and you ask yourself why your bank account still reflects the exact same heavy struggle today. Before we go any further, I have to share a breakthrough that changes everything. There is something the elite billionaires have spent vast fortunes to keep hidden from the public. They know that your spiritual victory must be anchored by a physical receiver, and they rely on the fact that your biological receiver is still heavily damaged from years of their engineered and toxic stress. They assumed you would never discover how to repair your dormant hippocampus, but a rogue neuroscientist recently leaked a shocking discovery to the public. This brilliant doctor formerly worked on highly classified CIA experiments. He and a team of top-tier researchers found a way to wake up that dormant wealth frequency, and they found a way to rapidly reverse the effects of a shrunken hippocampus. And they did not do it through decades of exhausting meditation or relentless journaling. They did not require you to wake up at 4 in the morning to force a hustle mindset. They discovered something infinitely simpler and far more powerful. It is a precise and perfectly engineered 7-minute sound frequency, and when listened to, this specific acoustic wave bypasses your conscious mind entirely. It directly stimulates that tiny ancient region of your tired brain. 4 independent neuroscience labs have already verified this incredible biological response. Researchers on the campuses of Harvard and Yale are observing this exact brainwave activation right now. They found that once this specific frequency is heard, it forces the brain to stop broadcasting the heavy survival wave forever. It immediately flips the switch on your natural biological ability to attract wealth. It is a completely effortless daily ritual that you can do from your own home. You just need 7 minutes a day, and the energetic shift begins the very first time you listen. The elite billionaires are absolutely furious because this classified biological cheat code has finally escaped their greedy hands. I will tell you exactly what this is called before this message ends. I will show you how you can access this exact frequency for yourself. But first, there is one final piece of the puzzle you must understand. You must understand why the traditional law of attraction has been failing you all the years, and you must realize how you have been lied to by the mainstream manifestation teachers. They sold you empty promises while keeping the biological secret locked away. They told you to just think positive thoughts while your nervous system was literally drowning in cortisol. It was a cruel and highly calculated manipulation to keep you poor, but your long season of being manipulated is officially over forever, and you are stepping into a profound awareness that deeply scares the dark elite. Your physical body is reacting to this immense truth right now. Take a deep breath and feel the ancient power waking up inside your weary bones. The universe is aligning massive opportunities that are heading straight for your timeline. You are not just a survivor of their toxic matrix anymore, but you are a prepared vessel ready to receive a flood of effortless wealth and ultimate freedom. Let us look closely at why the traditional law of attraction failed you. The mainstream teachers told you to just visualize wealth and ignore your painful reality. They told you that feeling negative emotions would ruin your manifestation, but they deliberately ignored the massive isolation you were enduring. The matrix isolated you on purpose. They wanted to completely break your spirit. The dark elite designed this deep isolation to cut you off from vital resources. They wanted you to believe that you were the ultimate problem. They whispered that your life was falling apart because you lacked faith. They wanted your nervous system flooded with endless guilt and deep shame, but their malicious plan backfired in the most spectacular way possible. In the heavy silence of your strict isolation, your spiritual roots grew incredibly deep. You stopped listening to their toxic noise and started hearing the voice of heaven. You stopped seeking validation from empty souls, and you became a true warrior. The universe used their cruel rejection to build your massive capacity for the coming harvest. You are finally ready. This is exactly why the narcissists in your life are currently panicking. They check your social media in absolute secret. They ask about you behind your back while pretending they do not care, because they can feel the massive, energetic shift happening in the unseen realm. They realize that their dark magic is no longer working on your pure soul. They realize that by pushing you away, they pushed you directly into your divine purpose. You are no longer their convenient human battery. You are a sovereign entity preparing to take your rightful throne. They are watching you rise from the ashes, and it absolutely terrifies them. Their fake reality is crumbling because it was built on your stolen energy. But we must look closely at the physical timeline of your massive breakthrough. Why did the universe wait until this exact moment to reveal the biological truth? Why did heaven withhold the secret of your dormant hippocampus until today? Because your gentle soul had to be completely purged of their toxic venom. You had to learn how to protect your sacred energy. If heaven had handed you the biological key earlier, you would have made a tragic mistake. You would have shared your massive generational wealth with those toxic parasites. You would have tried to save them from their own miserable choices. Because your empathic heart is so deeply forgiving and incredibly pure. You always want to heal the broken people. The Matrix counted on your endless forgiveness to keep you entirely trapped. They weaponized your beautiful empathy to keep you locked in a cycle of poverty. They thought you would always put yourself last and sacrifice your own needs. They assumed you would never build the strict boundaries required to hold massive wealth. But the chosen one has finally awakened today. You have learned the absolute power of saying no to energy vampires. Your silence is now a heavy fortress that they simply cannot breach. And now that your spiritual boundaries are entirely secure, the physical blessing can finally arrive. The universe knows that the wealth it pours into your hands will be protected. You will use it to elevate your entire bloodline. Listen to me very carefully right now. The heavy delay in your massive blessing is officially over. The biological lock they placed on your tired brain is about to be completely shattered. You have survived the brutal storm, and you have earned your divine crown. You did the hard spiritual work in the dark, when nobody else was watching you. Now you must fix the biological foundation that the enemy tried to destroy forever. The elite are frantically trying to patch the massive leaks in their crumbling matrix. They are completely terrified because thousands of cycle breakers are waking up right now. The chosen ones are taking back the abundant wealth that was stolen from them. The scales are balancing. The universe is about to expose their ultimate trap and turn it into your greatest victory. The cosmic boomerang is already in the air and heading for their front door. Their fake empire is about to be completely dismantled in front of your eyes. And you will not have to lift a single physical finger to make it happen. The ultimate cosmic judge is handling everything. Stay with me because what I am about to bring you into next is absolutely pivotal. I am going to hand you the exact key that unlocks this massive timeline shift. Before we go any further, I must absolutely interrupt this transmission for something highly classified. The dark elite never wanted you to find the exact mechanism I am revealing today. If you are hearing this message right now, heaven has chosen you to receive a suppressed truth. I want to hand you the exact key that unlocks this beautiful window of opportunity. You have done the hard spiritual work, and now you must anchor this shift physically. Do not let your logical mind hesitate for even a single second today. The threshold to your new reality is standing wide open right in front of you. Heaven is demanding your immediate and fearless action to secure your true inheritance. Take a deep breath and let the heavy burdens fall off your tired shoulders. We are crossing the sacred boundary together and stepping into your absolute power. The billionaire shift is officially here. The question I asked you to hold at the beginning of this message is finally ready to be answered. What if your brutal financial struggle is not a lack of hustle? What if it is truly just a dormant frequency waiting to be switched on? Here is the absolute final answer. The heavy delay in your life is entirely biological. A microscopic wealth attraction frequency is naturally active in the 1%, and it is powerfully driven by a thick and highly developed region called the hippocampus. Classified CIA research officially confirmed this hidden truth. 4 independent neuroscience labs absolutely verified it. Researchers at Harvard and Yale are observing it right now. Dr. Thomas Summers is a rogue New York neuroscientist who formerly worked on these top-secret experiments, and he flatly refused to let elite billionaires keep this biological cheat code completely hidden from the public. He and his dedicated team spent years compressing the clinical protocol. They turned it into a simple and highly effective audio track. But before I tell you what they built, let me tell you about 2 incredible people who actually used it. Emma was an exhausted former nurse from California. She felt her entire family was under a severe financial curse. She was drowning in massive debt and she felt entirely broken. After just 3 days of listening, she broke the cycle completely. She quit her stressful job immediately. She sold her house for way over the asking price, and now she travels the world on effortless passive income. Michael was a former policeman in Florida who started using it to scale his struggling business. Within 5 short days, he completely quadrupled his high-paying clients. He found himself naturally networking with Palm Beach elites who put him on television, and he said the amazing journey was almost effortlessly crazy. That is exactly because of what Dr. Summers and his researchers discovered in that lab. The elite wanted to keep this a deep secret. They call it the billionaire brainwave. It is absolutely not a silly manifestation app, and it is certainly not a generic motivation tape that tells you to work harder. It is a highly engineered 7-minute binaural sound wave. It is specifically designed to directly stimulate your hippocampus and pull it completely out of dormancy. That is the absolute entirety of the physical work required. You just need 7 minutes in the early morning. Keep your headphones on and your eyes closed while you casually sip your coffee. You do not journal endlessly, and you certainly do not repeat forced and empty affirmations because the sound wave does the heavy lifting. You simply let the precise frequency rewire your tired brain. The billionaire brainwave is definitely not for everyone. It is meant only for the chosen one who has already done the deep inner work. It is for the visionary who understands that what is blocking their massive wealth is not a lack of ambition. It is a biological receiver desperately waiting to be switched on. If your spirit confirms this is truly for you, the path is waiting below. Private neuroacoustic sessions designed to reverse a shrunken hippocampus cost hundreds of dollars per hour. Elite billionaires happily invest massive fortunes to access this exact frequency. What Dr. Summers bravely leaked to the public delivers the exact same profound neurological shift. It only takes 7 short minutes a day. And it is available to you today for a tiny fraction of its true value. It costs less than the price of a few cups of coffee. 4 powerful bonuses are included to deeply support your new reality, starting with the Warren Buffett pyramid to proudly guide your massive wealth. You also get a breakdown of 7 lazy millionaire habits. You will receive an emergency quick cash manifestation audio track, and you get an inspiring collection of 500 billionaire success stories. Here is the deeper truth about waiting. The immense wealth and opportunities you have been praying for are already circling your life right now. The massive blessing is not missing at all. Your internal receiver is simply broken. The chosen one who restores their frequency today finally sees the massive financial windfalls that were always waiting in their path. Delaying your healing means letting your divine inheritance remain entirely invisible. Do not look for this on YouTube or Spotify. The Matrix wants you to find the fake copies. The fake tracks, circulating under similar names on those platforms, have zero binaural entrainment technology encoded. They are incredibly dangerous fakes meant to distract you. The elite planted those diluted copies to keep your gamma brainwave completely dormant. The only authentic version is located safely through the link that has been provided. This comes with the ironclad guarantee of the universe. The universe strictly requires no financial risk from you. If you do not experience a physical and undeniable increase in your wealth, every single penny is returned. It is a pure energetic exchange governed by complete trust. The authentic link is in the description and in the pinned comment below. The tool is not the final destination of your journey. It simply repairs your biological receiver so the massive wealth you constantly visualize can finally materialize. Abundance is your divine birthright, and the benevolent universe requires no transaction for you to ever deserve it. Whether you choose that specific path or not, let us go much deeper into preparing your mind for the massive opportunities ahead. There is a quiet voice in your head right now that is trying to push back. Do not let the adversary steal this beautiful moment from you. Your logical brain has been programmed by the Matrix to constantly doubt your true worth. It wants you to stay completely trapped in the familiar comfort of endless suffering. but you must firmly silence that heavy doubt today. You are no longer the exhausted victim trying to survive their cruel storms. You are the absolute master of your own beautiful reality. The spiritual war that kept you awake at 3 in the morning is officially over. You do not need to fight those invisible battles anymore, because heaven has already secured your ultimate victory. Take one final and very deep breath right now. Feel the heavy chains fall off your tired shoulders. The deep isolation was incredibly painful, but it successfully protected your golden energy. You are stepping out of the dark shadows and into the blinding light of divine favor. The massive wealth heading toward you will not require you to sacrifice your gentle soul. It will flow naturally. You will finally have the resources you need. You will heal your entire bloodline. You will be the glorious signpost that proves the massive curse is permanently broken. The universe is removing every single obstacle that stood in your divine path. People who once mocked your grand visions will stand in absolute awe. They will witness the raw power of heaven today. Your silence was never a retreat from their toxic battlefield. It was a highly calculated strike. You permanently severed their energetic fuel supply while they were completely distracted. Now they are watching your frequency rise, and they are terrified. The heavy karma they sent your way has violently returned to their very own doorstep. You are claiming your true abundance. For the visionary, ready to switch their internal wealth receiver completely on, the tool I described earlier remains securely accessible. It is waiting safely in the pinned comment below. That is the absolute final time I will mention it to you. The closing of this message is meant strictly for your ultimate mental sealing. What remains now is your complete and total physical transformation. You must completely reframe your mindset right now. You are no longer waiting for a miracle. You have finally become the miracle. Heaven requires a physical anchor to permanently secure your massive blessing in this physical realm. A closed fist cannot receive the beautiful gifts the universe is actively trying to give you. You must eagerly open your hands to accept this grace. I want you to make a bold declaration to the universe right now. Type 777 in the comments below as a physical act of spiritual obedience. This simple physical action completely locks the heavy door behind you. It seals your energetic frequency and proudly signals to heaven that you are ready. Do not let your logical mind hesitate or overthink this prophetic decree today. You have survived the brutal storm, and you have earned your divine crown. But you must deeply remember that this incredible breakthrough is not for you alone, because your powerful testimony is the exact bridge someone else will use to escape their own toxic matrix. Do not hoard this blinding light in the dark. Share this specific message with one beautiful soul crying out in the wilderness. When you plant a generous seed of hope in others, you rapidly multiply your own golden harvest. Subscribe to this sanctuary right now. You must permanently seal your protective armor. Press the like button to confirm your unshakable alignment with the ultimate cosmic judge. By doing this, you are actively partnering with heaven to rescue the lost. You are walking under a prophetic umbrella. The narcissists have permanently lost their grip on your destiny. You are walking into a season where massive opportunities will chase you down the street. Your brilliant mind is finally clear. Your gentle heart is entirely at peace. You are the ultimate cycle breaker, and you are finally going home. Stand incredibly tall in your absolute divine authority, starting today. Every single tear you cried in the absolute silence of your lonely room has been carefully counted by the universe today. The divine creator has successfully turned your deepest pain into your greatest physical advantage. You are a massive kingdom financier. You are tasked with redistributing wealth to those who truly need it. The world will soon see the magnificent storm you have always been inside. Heaven is aggressively backing your every step. The glorious billionaire shift is not just a distant dream anymore. It is your completely undeniable and beautiful physical reality. The universe is proudly celebrating your quiet obedience and your massive courage. Your legacy of effortless wealth begins at this exact second. Walk forward with absolute confidence. You are eternally loved, and you are fiercely protected.